Hi guys, thanks for clicking on the video. I'm just out here in the forest, gonna go check my trail cam. If there is anything on it, I'll share it with you at the end of today's video. A couple other updates that I wanted to talk to you about, but more to come. Wow, we got a lot of rain. Basically the last 2 days it rained pretty much non-stop, and it wasn't light rain either. This is normally just a tiny little stream, and it's not a tiny stream right now, and it seems to be rising. And as you can see, pretty much all of the trees have lost their leaves. We've had a bit of wind, obviously a bunch of rain, except the oaks. We've got one oak right here in our yard, still got the leaves, and this huge oak, probably 100 or 200 years old, who knows, maybe even older, but oaks seem to hang on to their leaves the longest, and they're the last to change. But as you can see on the grass, plenty are fallen. Those will probably be gone in a couple months. On that note, this old oak probably will come down someday in some big windstorm, and I imagine it's going to take out my fence, but it is what it is. It's nice to look at, so I'm going to leave it. Not a bad day, a bit foggy, but warm. You can see I don't even have a winter cap on. Not a whole lot to share with you guys, not a lot of updates. That's the bad thing about this time of year here in Lithuania is once we wrap things up in the yard and garden in, let's say the end of September, until we start getting some snow, there's just not a whole lot going on and not a whole lot for me to do. It's a bit of an adjustment when you're kind of used to just running from sun up to sundown and not having enough time to do everything, to now I'm looking around for things to do. But anyhow, it's not all bad. This should be a pretty short video. I just wanted to check in. It'd been a couple weeks since I checked in, so I wanted to talk a little bit about I've been thinking for a number of years about buying a little cabin out in the woods, just something for me to go out to on weekends or whatever. Not sure if it'll really happen. The logistics of it all is kind of complicated. It's not really a money issue. I've had some money tucked away for quite a few years just for something like this. It's just, again, the logistics of it all. Things work differently here in Lithuania. I think for me to build something from scratch, although it's possible, would be really hard for me to take on, especially if I do it by myself. But, I could possibly buy something that's already built. Or you can get these modular, they call them tiny homes or modular cabins, and move it to a bit of land. But we'll see what happens. It probably won't happen. Let me get turned around here a little bit. We will see, though. I think, I had actually, about a year ago, my wife and I were talking, and she was pretty supportive. Her family's got some land where she grew up. We were almost ready to put a cabin out there on some of that land. That's beautiful, really nice nature. But it's, a 40-minute drive, and, then I kind of want to have two of everything, my ATV and everything else. Am I going to haul that back and forth or have one there? So point is, the logistics of having something that far away probably wouldn't work. So I've been kind of looking more recently a little closer to home here, but there is a little cabin. Actually, it's just up the road here. It's about 2, maybe less than 3 kilometers from my home. Nice little cabin. I've kind of checked it out looking at it. I don't know if it's for sale, or even if it was for sale, if what the price would be. But something like what I'm showing here in the video is kind of what I would like. Just a little shack or a cabin. You can be off-grid if need be. I'd prefer it to have electricity, but if it's off the grid, I can do the generator thing, and even if it doesn't have a well, if it's a dry cabin, I can deal with that. But we will see about that, and I'll also show here a little snippet of these modular tiny homes or cabins that you can buy. They're pretty decent. You can get them fully insulated and ready to go. So more to come. Thanks. And here's just a different vantage point or view of that cabin that I had showed. Previously I showed from the actual road, which strangely enough you can't access the cabin from that road that I was previously standing on. The only way in is a path through the forest here. You can see, even though it's quite foggy, it's a beautiful view. Just huge stands of birch, and you can see the beavers also are starting to work on some of these aspen trees. But absolutely beautiful little cabin. Again, I don't know if this would be the one for me. Don't know if it's for sale. Don't know if I could afford it, but nice spot, beautiful view, just something to get away and spend the weekend. And I'll leave you guys today with a couple of trail cam clips, and I wanted to show you, I went for a night ride on my ATV, which is always fun, and to show you how good the headlights are on that ATV and how bad our roads are since we've had all the rain.